What if I told you the person you've spent your entire life trying to become never actually existed? Not your name, not your personality, not your past, not even the voice inside your head. Every decision you've made, every fear you've carried, every dream you've chased has been experienced through a character you never consciously created. Ancient mystics pointed to it. Carl Jung spent his life trying to understand it. Neville Goddard built his teachings around it. Even modern neuroscience suggests your sense of self is far more fluid than it feels. So here's the question. If your thoughts change, your memories change, your body changes, and your personality changes, what is it that never changes? Because the answer to that question doesn't just change how you see yourself, it changes how you see reality itself. By the end of this video, you won't just question who you are, you'll question the very character you've been calling you.
Chapter 1. The Birth of the Character. What if the greatest illusion you've ever believed isn't about the universe, but about yourself? What if the person you've spent your entire life trying to fix, protect, and improve isn't the deepest truth of who you are? Stay with me, because this idea has the power to transform the way you experience reality. The moment you entered this world, you didn't arrive with a name, a personality, or a belief system. You arrived as pure awareness. Then, little by little, the world handed you an identity, a name, a family, a nationality, beliefs, expectations. Every compliment, every criticism, every success, and every failure became another layer of the character you now call me. Carl Jung called this the persona, the psychological mask we develop to function in society. The mask isn't the problem. The problem begins when the mask forgets it's a mask. Imagine an actor who performs the same role for so many years that they eventually forget they're acting. Every insult aimed at the character feels personal. Every failure becomes their identity. The stage slowly transforms into a prison. Perhaps that's exactly what has happened to us. Modern psychology suggests that the brain constantly builds a narrative to create a stable sense of self. It pieces together memories, emotions, and experiences into a story. That story feels permanent, but it's always changing. Your childhood self disappeared. Your teenage self disappeared. Even the person you were 5 years ago no longer exists in the same form. Yet, through every transformation, one thing has remained constant: the silent awareness witnessing every version of you. Think about it. Your thoughts have changed, your body has changed, your opinions have changed, but the simple fact that you are aware has never changed. There has always been something quietly observing every chapter of your life. Perhaps the greatest misunderstanding isn't that you have an ego, it's that you've mistaken the ego for your deepest identity. And that leads to an extraordinary question. If your identity was built over time, who was present before the construction began?
Chapter 2. The Great Cosmic Amnesia. Ancient civilizations explored this question long before modern psychology existed. The sages of Advaita Vedanta called it Maya, not because the world is fake, but because we mistake appearances for ultimate reality. Plato illustrated the same idea through the allegory of the cave, where prisoners mistake shadows for reality simply because they've never seen anything beyond them. What if your greatest illusion isn't the world around you, but the identity through which you're experiencing it? Carl Jung once wrote, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." In other words, much of what feels like destiny may actually be unconscious conditioning. The beliefs you inherited, the fears you absorbed, and the labels you accepted quietly shape the reality you experience.
Modern neuroscience reveals something equally fascinating. Your brain doesn't passively observe reality, it actively predicts and interprets it. Every second, it filters an enormous amount of information, allowing you to experience only a small fraction of what's actually available. You're not seeing reality exactly as it is. You're seeing reality through the lens of your conditioning, memories, and expectations. Now imagine something even more profound. Imagine an infinite consciousness choosing to experience itself through a single human life. To make that experience meaningful, it would have to forget its own infinitude. It would have to become completely immersed in the character. This is what I call cosmic amnesia, the possibility that consciousness becomes so identified with the role that it forgets the one playing it. The wave forgets it's the ocean. The dream character forgets the dreamer. The actor forgets the audience watching the play. And perhaps human beings forget the awareness expressing through them. This doesn't mean your life is meaningless. It means your life is an expression rather than your entire identity. You are free to pursue dreams, build relationships, and create a meaningful future, but without believing that your worth depends on any of them. Because the moment you remember you're more than the character, something begins to shift. Fear loses some of its power. Comparison weakens. The desperate need for validation starts dissolving. You no longer experience life as someone trying to become enough. You begin living from the quiet recognition that what you truly are was never incomplete. But even after realizing that, one mystery remains. There is still a voice inside your mind that comments on everything. It judges, it worries, it plans, it replays the past and imagines the future.
It has spoken for so long that you've probably assumed it is you. But what if the voice inside your head is just another part of the character? Because that's where the journey becomes even more extraordinary. Chapter 3. The Voice That Never Stops Talking. If you've followed the journey so far, you've already discovered that you're not merely your name, your past, or the identity you've built over time, but there's still one illusion left to uncover: the voice inside your head. From the moment you wake up, it begins talking. It comments on your appearance, judges your decisions, replays old conversations, predicts future problems, and constantly tells you who you are. Because it's always been there, you've probably assumed that voice is your true self. But here's a question that changes everything. If you can hear the voice, who is listening? The observer cannot be the voice itself, just as your eyes can see the world but cannot directly see themselves without a reflection. Awareness observes thoughts without becoming them. Thoughts appear, remain for a moment, and disappear. Yet something remains present to witness every single one. Neuroscience shows that the brain constantly generates spontaneous thoughts, many of which arise automatically before you're consciously aware of them. You don't consciously choose every thought that enters your mind, they simply appear. If thoughts arrive on their own, can they truly define who you are? This is why ancient traditions spoke of the witness consciousness, the silent awareness behind every thought, emotion, and experience. The mind is a tool, but awareness is the one using it. Imagine sitting beside a river. The water keeps flowing, but you remain on the shore watching it pass. Your thoughts are like that river. They never stop moving. The mistake is believing you must jump into every current. The moment you realize you can simply observe, you stop being controlled by every passing thought. Eckhart Tolle once said that the beginning of freedom is realizing you are the one who observes the voice, not the voice itself. In that moment, space appears between you and your thinking, and in that space, peace begins. But understanding the observer is only half the journey, because the identity you repeatedly identify with doesn't just shape your inner world, it quietly begins shaping the reality you experience. Chapter 4. Reality mirrors identity. Most people believe reality changes first and then they change. They think they'll feel confident after success, worthy after recognition, or abundant after wealth arrives. But what if the process works in the opposite direction? Neville Goddard taught that imagination is not simply fantasy, it is the creative power through which we experience life. His central idea was that the assumptions you have about yourself become the lens through which reality unfolds. Whether or not one accepts all his metaphysical conclusions, modern psychology agrees on an important point. The beliefs you hold about yourself profoundly influence your perception, behavior, and decisions. Your subconscious mind is constantly looking for evidence to confirm what it already believes. If you believe you're unworthy, you'll often notice rejection more than acceptance. If you believe opportunities never come your way, your attention naturally filters out possibilities that don't match that expectation. Psychology refers to this tendency as confirmation bias, and the brain's reticular activating system, RAS, helps prioritize information that aligns with your existing focus. In other words, you don't simply experience reality, you experience reality through the architecture of your identity. That's why two people can face the same situation and see completely different possibilities. Their external world may be similar, but their internal assumptions determine what they notice, expect, and act upon. This doesn't mean the universe is granting every wish like magic. It means your identity influences how you interpret experiences, the choices you make, and the opportunities you recognize. Change your deepest assumptions, and your relationship with reality begins to change as well. The question is no longer, how do I change my life? The deeper question becomes, who am I being while I'm living it? Because reality consistently reflects the identity you embody, not merely the future you hope for. And yet, even the observer, the mind, and the identity all point towards an even greater mystery. If awareness is watching the character, then what is awareness itself? That question has echoed through every spiritual tradition for thousands of years, and it leads to the final revelation.
Chapter 5. Beyond the Character.
We've questioned your identity, we've questioned your thoughts, we've even questioned the voice inside your mind. Now we're left with the biggest question of all. What is the awareness that's witnessing all of this? Across history, different traditions gave it different names. Advaita Vedanta called it the true self. Mystics called it pure consciousness. Neville Goddard simply called it I am. Different words, but the same invitation. Discover the awareness that exists before every label. Think about the sky. Storms come and go, clouds appear and disappear, yet the sky itself remains untouched. Your thoughts, emotions, successes and failures are like the weather. They constantly change. Awareness is the sky that holds every experience without becoming any one of them. The moment you stop identifying with every passing thought, life begins to feel different. You no longer live in constant resistance, trying to protect an image you've spent years creating. Instead, you begin responding to life with clarity rather than reacting from fear. This doesn't mean you stop chasing dreams or building a meaningful life. It means your happiness is no longer dependent on the outcome. You still create, you still love, you still grow, but you do it from wholeness instead of lack. Perhaps awakening is not becoming someone new.
Perhaps it's remembering what has always been here.
Chapter 6. The universe was never separate from you. For most of our lives, we're taught to search outside ourselves for happiness, success,
purpose, even for the universe itself. But what if the greatest discovery isn't finding something new? What if it's realizing you were never separate from it? Every wave belongs to the ocean, yet each wave has its own unique form. In the same way, every human life is a unique expression of the same universal consciousness. You are not separate from existence, you are existence experiencing itself through one perspective. When you remember this, fear begins to lose its authority. Comparison no longer makes sense. The need to prove your worth starts fading because your value was never created by achievements, opinions, or circumstances. Those things shape your experience, but they don't define your essence. The character you've spent your life protecting is still here, and it always will be. It has a name, a story, relationships, dreams, and responsibilities. There's nothing wrong with that. The mistake was believing the character was all you are. So, play your role. Love deeply, build your dreams, create the life you want, but never forget the one playing the role. Because one day, the body will grow old, your name will be spoken for the last time, your possessions, achievements, and titles will remain behind. The character's story will come to an end. But ask yourself one final question. When the curtain falls on every role you've ever played, what is it that remains? Don't answer too quickly. Some questions aren't meant to be solved by the mind. They're meant to awaken something deeper within you. And perhaps that's what the universe has been trying to remind you all along. Not that you need to become someone else, but that beneath every identity you've ever worn, you have always been enough. The greatest secret of the universe was never hidden in the stars. It was hidden behind the one thing you've never questioned, the one you call I. The day you stop mistaking the character for the consciousness experiencing it, the search ends. Because the one you've been looking for has been looking through your eyes since the very beginning. If you like this video, then hit like and subscribe for more content like this.